Hello, hello, hello. This is a test. I'm just looking at a couple of things. I want to make sure that I have all my bells and whistles in place. It seems like everything's in place. Um, all right. So this is basically what this going to be. This going into like this is part three, the continuation of part three, going into part four. And in this particular series, what we're going to be doing, basically, we're going to be looking at a couple of things, okay? One of the things we're going to be looking at is, let me make sure I get this right here. One of the things we'll be doing, okay? Now, the whole concept of this is um, how to start building a business mindset, and we're going to go off into some things. We're going to brisk through a couple of things. We're not going to. Um, uh, um, I don't want to stray away from any particular thing, but I just want to make sure that you understand the direction that we are going, and hopefully it will lead you into a better ideal of where you need to be at. Um, uh, in the next 6 months. Okay, so I'm gonna try to make this as plain, as simple as possible. Of course, as those of you that follow me, I do a lot of research, so it's not gonna be uh, like uh, it's not gonna be as straightforward. Um, but I'm gonna leave enough information. Uh, I'm gonna leave enough information that you know you'll be able to um, you know, you better go off into something more um, permanent. Okay. So I'm just trying to set this something up right quick, and since I'm doing this, I'm just want to make sure that I got a lot of things in place. I don't want to make it look like let's see. Okay. All right. So I'm save this. I gotta save my PowerPoint. I try to keep my stuff different, right? Um, Uh, okay, so go ahead. Let me say some of this first, okay? Forgive me for this. Do a couple of before I go off into this particular part. So how are you today? Okay, have you been um, researching the information that I have been delivering to you? Been um, have you been coming with ideals? Okay, based on what we were talking about. Um, did you look and see that by following the instructions that I gave you um, uh, will be beneficial to you if you follow these patterns? Okay, these are very important things. Okay, that I want you to look at. Um, like I said again, I don't want you to feel as if um, I'm not uh, paying attention to your desires or anything like that, because I am. I really feel that um, if you're listening and you're following my instructions uh, based on a lot of different factors, things will be a lot easier for you in the future. So my whole thing is um, trying to come up with an idea. Okay, um, you must, and the ideal has to be something that is tangible, okay, and realistic. Do not come up with an ideal and it cannot be backed up with proof or some type of evidence that you have done the research to achieve these things. Okay, so that is very important. Okay, so um, again, um, this is Nicholas Shepherd of the Shepherd Family Enterprise Business Administration and Information Systems Consultants, um, or Shepherd Family Enterprise LLC, Business Administration Information Systems Consultants. And I have been in business and doing business as a consultant for the last like 30, 30, 40 years. Okay. I started at a very young age and I ventured off into the military. And our primary purpose in this whole venture is to assist entrepreneurs that come up with ideals. Okay. And to be, implement these ideals, no matter how small they are, no matter how um, tedious they may be, or some things that you may feel as that's far fetched. But if you learn how to streamline your ideal, writing out exactly what you want to do, and utilizing some of the concepts that I actually um, wrote out and had videos about in my project management database system, PMDS, OMS, operation management system, and how I went about creating my project management database, and I did this step by step so you can see like on real time. And these are only ideals. I'm not trying to get you to build a database, but I'm trying to change the way you think. You're looking at data. Okay, I want you, those of you that are not um, computer literate, I want you to look at data and look at the structure and how I am doing things and utilize these ideals to create a viable website, business outline, entity, and things like that. And if you need additional services, you can contact me. And what I would do, I would work with you and we can figure out exactly what direction you want to go. And then from there, we negotiate a cost and a price. Okay. But I think that a lot of information I'm giving you, um, you'll be able to launch your successful business and be very accomplished. The only thing that I really ask for you to do is to make a donation by scanning either or one of these um, QR codes. One on the left is my PayPal, the one on my right is my Cash App, and I would like for you to scan those things and to come up with some type of structured ideal of what you want to contribute. Now, the contribution that you give us, we use these donations to further assist uh, users and people who need our assistance, but they just cannot afford to, um, you know, they're not, they can't afford to do these things. Okay. So what we have done, we created a system where is that what we do basically, um, we try to help people. Um, we try to help people get things in a perspective where they can move forward, right, in their life, in their business life, everything like that. And the only way they're gonna be able to do that is by following our instructions. And then as they follow our instructions, they are led into a certain belief system that will reference them, and they are able to, um, you know, they're able to be more, they're able to be more uh, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, it's not the word useful, but you know what I mean. They can work with people. They can work with other companies, work with individuals, and help them to get their stuff going. Okay. So, um, I want you to make your financial contribution right now. Okay. And you can actually click here to get started. Go to the PayPal site, or you can you can scan our QR codes, one for PayPal, and make your contributions, and the other one's a Cash App. Um, I want you to go ahead. Okay, right now, if you're driving, of course, you're not doing while you're driving, but if you believe a lot of my material are useful, go ahead and um, scan these QR codes. Okay, and make your contribution. The contributions don't have to be a lot. You know, be realistic. Okay, um, the website that I have had to be funded. A lot of my classes and a lot of my tutorials are free. So by you contributing to our effort through these donations, it helped me to continue this. Okay, okay, like I say, everyone has bills to pay, and I would like for you to contribute. Right? Okay, so go ahead and make your contributions. All right, all right. So is that easy? Now, there's a couple of things that we're doing. These are the different strategies that we use, creating a business plan that fits your specific company's need, creating easy to understand organizational charts down to departmental levels. I'm going to go ahead and script down. I'm not going to go through all these together, but you can pause the video and look at these different things. If any of these things entertain your business need, you can contact me or send me an email, anything like that, and I can help you get started, or I can show you what you need to do. If you need more information, about the things that I'm actually um, I'm showing you, you can always, make a copy and then talk about them different things. We have a wealth of information that we can help you with. We have a group of trained consultants and people of knowledge that can actually lead you into a better successful life in the business world. But you have to contact us, all right? And depending on what um, your lifestyle, your business lifestyle, um, and what's going on, and like I said, a lot of these different consulting for employment strategies and business practices, all different levels, of course, depending on the level that you want this type of knowledge. Um, and this is the reason why we need contributors so that we have to pay the consultants to give these training sessions, recruit these professionals to have these classes, and everything costs. So uh, you put in your bid, and then we'll go out there and we will find out exactly based on your company and the structure that you want to put together, but depending on if it's a department, whatever, we put these different things together and make sure that you have the best benefit, all right, for your business structure, okay? And we have a lot of different other things that we actually entertain. I'm very proficient in all these different things myself, um, but I can also give you certain types of instructions and a lot of different things. I've been doing these for a lot of different years. And we have business professionals that are more proficient that can actually teach you online or your department about these different things. There's other technologies out there that I may not list, but these are the general classes that we give in sessions. Um, you can request whatever you need, and then possibly we can get you going in the right direction. Okay. Okay. So, what we're going to do now, basically, um, I'm going to go through this PowerPoint right quick. And in this PowerPoint, we just want to basically do an overview of what this whole process is about, and I'm going to explain it to you. Um, so what it is that thank you. Okay, how to start building a business mindset. This is part 3B and to part 4. And in this lesson, we're going to introduce you to some factors, okay, of a refined business mindset. And we're going over some intricate details of how to refine your business mindset and your administrative future, whether it's going to school, preparing for um, your social life skills, um, to be able to maintain who you are and what you want to do in your life, um, that contribute to your business or your career. Okay. All right. So, those of you who just coming aboard, some of you have been following me for quite some time. My name is Nicholas Shepherd Sr. I'm the founder, CEO, and chairperson of SHEPHARD Enterprise LLC, business administration, information system consultant. And again, these are the QR codes. Go ahead and right now, give you time to pull out your phone, scan the QR code, okay, and make a $5 donation, $10, $20 donation, and contribute to our efforts so that we can get this information out to more um, business entrepreneurs or students or people who are trying to maintain their social and business structure or their lifestyle. Okay, we need your contribution so we can assist these individuals to someday be a working participant of your efforts. Okay, and this would can never happen without your donations. Those who have been making donations, thank you very much for contributing to our business effort. But of course, we need a lot more funding in order to keep this effort going. Okay. So I plead with you and I ask you to make your contributions to us so that we can continue to have these different free sessions and be able to connect you with the individuals that you need at a low cost. Okay. To get your business going. Okay. And again, you can ask the PayPal code. You can go ahead and scan the QR code for this, and you can pay either weekly, monthly, or yearly, anything you want. But again, we really consider and we really solicit your donations to our effort, and those of you who are contributing to us, and depending on how much you contribute, there's other prizes and gifts we will give you depending on how much you contribute. And of course, we don't want to put this in the open like that, but your contribution, depending on how much you contribute, how many people contribute, we will give out certificates, cash certificates, and prizes and things like that to people who contribute. There's a lot of different things that we are offering, but we don't want to offering out this because we want people to participate in what we're doing. Um, if we're giving out jury trips, cruises, and anything like that, based on our contributions, whatever the situation is, to certain families or certain groups, um, we want people, our users, okay, to contribute, to make donations. So I would like for you to share, um, like, and make a comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, again, you can always go out to my business website, which is https www.shephardfamilyeenterprise.com. Now, I am actually revising my website. I'm restructuring it, rebuilding it, putting a lot of different, cyber security things in place. But you can also go out to my business blog site, which is https www.tapatalk.com/groups/Shepherd Family/. Okay. And you can go down to a subject matter and you can put it in the comments. Of course, you got to join this site. And again, you put in your comments, create a topic. I'll get the message, and once I get the message, I will contact you or responds to your comment. And if we need to get together on a one-on-one conversation so you get more information about what we're trying to do or what we can do for you, we can do that. Okay. Or you can give me a call at 614-680-0536. Leave me a detailed message. Please leave a message. Okay. I get, like many calls every day. So I may not can't answer the phone when you call. So please leave a message. And I go through these messages. Some of them are um, telemarketers and things like that, of course, but if it's viable into the direction that our company is going, that we will call these individuals back. We get hundreds of calls and we screen our messages. Okay. So please, if you call and we don't answer because we're in a meeting, please leave a message. Okay. Okay, so this whole session is how to start planning for your business and productive career for your current or future lifestyle. And this whole premises of this training is to get you to understand one thing. If you are a young entrepreneur, okay, or student, you must start planning right now. Plan right now what you want to do, okay? And these sessions is to structure your mindset to do that, to put you in a position where you can be very secure in your life in years to come. Okay. These instructions are very important. So I encourage you to share, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And to leave a donation so I continue to give these free sessions. Okay. Again, this is part B, which is part 3B, 3C, excuse me. And it's a continuation of 3B, but we don't go into the other sessions, okay? Which we're going from part 3 to part 4. Okay? Now, what I want you to understand is that the focus of what we're doing is your directives, okay? And your directives must be foreseeable, measurable, and obtainable. All right? And look at the definitions of these 3 different things. All right? And look at the definition of obtainable, which is the 4th word. And you need to understand what the definition is. Okay? And the definition of obtainable is achievable, capable of being done or carried out, setting unattainable goals, not impractical ones. So you must be able to gauge where you are now and where you want to be 5, 10, or 15 or 20 years from now. Okay? Now that we have evaluated the steps to acquire professional standards, let us go into our view the four main points you must have to begin your journey. All right. Now let's structure an outline, if you look at my previous videos, you can go through this, everything like that. But we want to find out where you desire to be in your search. Okay. Again, whenever you are planning for anything, okay, you must have directives, goals, objectives, supporting tasks. Okay. Now, we have learned what our directives are, okay, and what's available and what should be available in each level of your career search, plus how to move vertically or horizontally within these fields, right? Okay. And everything is based on your current age, your education, your current obligations, and how much obligations you're willing to commit yourself to when you in pursuit of your journey. Okay, and you can look at these different things. Okay, what our goals, um, and then we're gonna pretty much go through different things pretty quickly. You can look at our previous videos and stuff like that. You know, and they go over all different objectives, but these different things you must maintain. These are the things you must commit to memory when you trying to accomplish anything. Okay. Again, I would really encourage you to go into a lot of some of these videos here. I have many different videos, and I have part two on how to stay focused. Topic business mindset training discussion solutions part two, state of awareness series two, open forum business ideals and investment tips. And I made this last year. And then I have creating a business mindset series 1A, how to stay focused. Okay. Okay, so that is the end of that part. Okay. Now, what we're gonna be going over right now, and this was gonna be pretty much a rush through this right here. And the whole ideal of this particular um, Word document is to show you exactly where we are and what you need to do in order to obtain the the level of accomplishment you need. And like I say, it's in our previous videos, you must consider your age, how much you want to make, um, and this is after tax income as far as how much you make between these ages, on the junior level position, and at that age where you're supposed to be at, how much you're supposed to be making. These are minimum amounts now. Okay, these are not, and I'm not, you know, trying to. These are the minimum requirements. All right, if you want to excel. All right, so this is the reason why I put that down. These things down. And you can research these things yourself. These are guidelines. I really recommend that you utilize these guides, these guidelines, so that you are stable in your search. Okay. So you can go back in my previous videos and look at this, or you can use this strategy to propel yourself into greater limits. Okay. Okay. And our career ideals and strategies, we went over a couple of concepts and how you go about analyzing where you need to be. Um, and it's based on the first thing you want to consider is where you want to live. Okay. So you write down a figure, right? And you have to be realistic. You have to ask yourself, okay, how much money do I need to spend each month to live comfortably? Okay. At the end of my tenure. When I mean tenure, as far as after you have settled in your career, where you want to live, okay? Don't worry about now, so in the future. And these things have to be foreseeable now, okay? So they're realistic. How much money you want to make per year, okay? And where you want to live, how much it's going to cost you per year, and what it's going to take for you to make that amount so you can spend that much money living. And I'm not talking. This is me talking about family. We talk about you living in a one-bedroom apartment and in a decent environment. So my suggestion is, if you want to live decently, you should. The first thing you should do is say, okay, I'm going to spend. I want someplace I can spend $1,500 a month for one-bedroom apartment. Those are realistic goals. So you got to say, all right, so that's $18,000 a year. Okay. So you got to make more than $18,000 a year, right? And you can divide that by 12, and then divide that by 4, and divide that by 4, whatever, and then divide that by how many hours you're gonna work, you know, per day, and how many days you're gonna work, whatever the situation is. Okay, these are strategies. Okay, so I'm looking at looking at electricity, residential insurance. You're looking at food you paying per year, transportation fees per year. That's entertainment per year, whole life insurance per year, medical expenses per year, laundry, dry cleaning, etc. per year. Car payment per month, 5,000, 5,400 per year. Um, gas, uh, back and forth to workplace, and we're talking about it's $450. Excuse me. This is based on spending $35 per week, $140 per month, and that depends on how far you're driving. Okay, and the current gas costs prices. Okay, because if you put $35 in your car, now we're not talking you having an SUV or some gas gun. We talk about a car. You put $35 in your car, you should be able to fill your gas tank up, basically. Okay, and that should last you a whole week. All right, and that's between you doing your running rounds. Okay, so that's $140 per month. Okay, so that's 1680 per year. All right, and then you get your maintenance, which is $150. Okay, maintenance basically it's changing your oil. This is not including your tires and anything like that, you know. So the 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 maximum amount, you know, calculating all these costs, all right, and this is after tax, is $33,580 per year. So on this $33,580 a year, okay, this is after tax. You must add at least $4,000 on that because that's how much you're gonna pay in taxes, right? Roundabout, right? A little bit more, I'm saying, but I would say $4,500. All right. Now, here I went about calculating. I went through the devising the structure of the money and how much you're making. You know, once you calculate everything, and you know what you're gonna be doing, paying per month, weekly, bi-weekly. I've done all this for you. How much you're supposed to make in a year. This right, all this right here is after tax. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So before tax, of course, that would be more. All this right here is after taxes, after tax, okay, numbers, okay? So, I didn't add that, okay? All this is after tax, all right? So, I got all these numbers here, and then we're going now. This here is part 2, 3, and 4 series. And what we're going to do, we're going to go into, um, I don't know that I spelled that right. Okay. Make sure that what you're trying to do is intact. So we're going to gather all the information and we're going to start looking at things in real time. So the first thing we want to do, we want to look at the fact that where I want to be in 5 years, which we went through in our previous um, video. Okay. So what we're going to do, okay. So the first thing you're going to do, okay, depends on what you're trying to do. You're going to say, and this is very novice, okay, and if you just get out of high school, you really don't have, you know, like everyone doesn't have a mentor to launch their business, you know, lifestyle or trajectory as far as where they need to be when they go to high school. Some people go to college, some people go to trade schools, anything like that, but they have a folks who want to go. So whatever that is, you place that administrative employment to that. So what you do is whatever this topic is, okay, you're gonna put that there, okay, and you're going to replace it with whatever your career ideal is, right? And it has to be paying at least 33.5. Okay, let's say 33.6. This is after taxes. Okay, a year. All right. So in order to do that, you put that in whatever it be. I'm not going to do all of those different things. I'm just trying to give you some type of structure, trying to give you some type of idea what you need to do. What you're going to do is you're going to um, put in whatever this where I put administrative employment opportunities that pay at least this amount. You're going to put in whatever your career directives are. Okay, and you're gonna put that in your browser, okay, whatever browser you use, okay, put that there. Once you click the search, it's gonna bring you a group of opportunities out here, right? And you have to look at these things and figure out whether or not what they are and how you're gonna go about achieving these things, okay. Now let's assume, okay, like they got a manager job, $75,000 or more. If you qualify, that's cool. Okay, go ahead and do that. But you want to be realistic. Okay, um, make because some of these jobs, like they said, administrative jobs, you have to have a degree, man. If you have a degree, then go for it. If you don't have a degree, you have a social degree, or what a situation. If you're not very keen administrative processes, I mean, you must know the file systems. You must have at least 4 or 5 specialties in that field under your belt, of like claims, membership and billing, um, work with the computers, different applications, Excel, Access, PowerPoint, OneNote, setting up meet. You have to know all these things, man. Okay, if you're gonna try to make $75,000 a year in an administrative position, you must be so keen in the computer systems, man, research and analysis, man, and the logic behind it. You should be able to sit down at the desk and they ask you, can you do this? You have to be able to open up Excel, open up Word, compile the document, put things together, set it up and strategically where that they can go to a directory, which I'm going to show you in a few minutes. If I got it. Okay, no, it's not here. So I'm going to show you in a few minutes. So I'm going to go here. See if I got it. I'm trying to get something random. Okay. So you have to be able to set something up like this, right? With the navigation, also, so all you gotta do is click this right here, and maybe now all the stuff has to be baseline. Okay. So let's say that they want a research on something, a certain topic or certain thing you want to do. You want to be able to go to that date, right? So what date was it? They tell you the date. You look at it, and then here whatever project it is, you're going to be able to click on that project or the subject matter and click on it and go to that subject, no matter what year it is. Okay, you look at it, click on it, go on it, and be able to show them the date and time at which you was doing it, what you accomplished, what you was talking about, everything like that. You have to be able to number these different things out and be able to go to them and let them know that you keep in accurate information, okay, and how much time you spend on this acquiring information you have. All right. These are administrative positions, okay? You have to learn these skills, man. Okay, you have to have some type of idea where you want to be and be able to backtrack to things. These will keep you in position where you are valuable to the company, all right? Because you have this information, man. They can ask you, okay, we asked you to do something um, back in November of 2020, and we was talking about something. Can you give us, let us know exactly what we was talking about? You should be able to go to November of that year, right? You got me, and be able to scroll down, find what they were talking about, and come back with information on it. That's being an administrative assistant. That is what's going to get you $75,000 a year. Okay, that's going to get you $75,000 a year. And then if there's links or documents associated with this, you want to put the link on your in your document so you can go to that in your file directory. All right, which I'm not going to show you that right here because that's a different subject. Okay, different training, but you need to be able to do this here. All right. Okay, so you at a point, you know what these jobs are, okay? You look through these different jobs, and there's a lot of different. If you want to work from home, and you can go out here, you put this information in, you figure out where you want to go, and I'm gonna go. Let's start from right here. All right. ZipRecruiter is an excellent outsourcing site. Okay, they talk about a lot of different things. There's a lot of different directions, everything like that. If this is the direction you want to go for it. There's a lot of different recruiter sites out there. ZipRecruiter is one of them. They got Glassdoor, they got LinkedIn. If get an account with LinkedIn, okay. I really recommend if you really want to get noticed and you're really looking for something. I really recommend you go to my business blog site and post your job there, okay. And then what we would do, we'll go out and we will find these jobs for you. All right. So what you do, you go out to my business blog site. Once you go to my business blog site, you will go to, let's just finish loading. And like I said, I don't use Spectrum. All right. I just have a high an internet thing on my phone and on my tablet. And the reason why I don't use the internet because of the fact that the security on my phone and my tablet is more viable than Spectrum. Um, they have different uh, packages that you can use from Spectrum. Nothing is better. I haven't found anything, to the level which I can afford right now, that I can use that will stabilize my internet security. Um, other than my phone, which I use T-Mobile. Um, Spectrum to me is a little costly, is a little high, and they keep going up prices. And then as you find out, you become so dependent on them that, and then you got a phone, right? If you got a phone, use your internet on your phone, or find out what service they have and buy into that. Don't try if you got internet on your phone and you're not doing a lot in your home. So like some kids, some people they use computer games, all this like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, okay, I understand that. Then go out there and get something that's going to accommodate your internet access. Okay, but if you're doing what I'm doing, T-Mobile will provide an excellent um, internet service, and it's useful. It's not for heavy traffic, anything like that, or stuff like that. But I use my computers, my laptop extensively, man, and I have no problems with T-Mobile internet. And that's basic service using my tablet and my phone. I have an Android phone. I have no problems. Okay, you know what I'm saying? They do all the security and all stuff like that. Of course, you can't be clicking on everything. I don't surf the web. All right, you know what I'm saying? I'm very, what you call, I'm very conscious of a lot of threats. So if I'm going to research something, I know exactly what I'm researching. That you, as a business professional or future business professional, you must learn how to discipline yourself to stay focused in the direction you want to go, and only go to the areas that you know that are safe. And if you want to play games, get another laptop. All right, get another laptop and utilize that laptop to do all the other stuff. Okay, do not do business on the systems that you do your business on. Get something different, man. Go to the pawn shop. Get you a laptop, man. I've been a laptop. I mean, I've been a pawn shop, man. I bought most of my laptops from there, and they're pretty good, man. They last like 3, 4, 5 years or something like that. And then you go to Best Buy and move everything over to external drive and so that what I'm saying, and you take all that information, you move it to your laptop. They would do it for you, man. It's a little. It costs like 240, it's my 250, something like that. But it's worth it, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking like people spend all this money on different things, man. But there's a lot cheaper ways to do things, man. I'm talking like you have to do these things, all right? So, anyway, you go down. I got business tips and ideals. I'm trying to make sure this thing is doing this right here, and I know why it's doing. See, where am I hooked up right now? Okay, I know why it's doing this. Okay, because I am listening to music, and why I'm doing this, and I'm not going to do this. I'm gonna cut this off. Usually, like I said, I listen to a lot of different things, and I try not to. Okay, let's see, take this. I gotta take some stuff off, man. That's what's taking so long. That's the only hang up with that's the only hang up with utilizing my phone networking system. It kind of like um, holds everything else up when I'm trying to do stuff. You can't be on this and that, do this and that on your phone because it eats up your memory and all this like that. It slows down the whole process. Now, and see with you with one of the network services, of course, things work a lot faster because they got the towers, everything like that, and of course, things move across the board more fast, so more quickly. Excuse me. But um, go back to what I was talking about. you need to figure out exactly where to go. All right. So what you do is I'm gonna go into this right here. Right now, I'm in Ohio, and I'm gonna click this, and it can be anywhere you want. Okay. AI, what they do is that they assume they go by the network. Uh, uh, what they call it? Well, there's an area they call it land, right? You know what I'm saying? And they go by that, and they be able to pinpoint where you are, and then whatever your search is based on wherever that tower is, they zero down on your search, and they automatically say, okay, this is what they want, and this is what this the area they're in. Okay, so you're gonna go here, and you're gonna start looking for these jobs, man. Okay, look at these jobs and figure out where you sit in, man, and then carefully look at them. And you need to understand these different things. Okay, so you look at these different jobs, and whatever the jobs are, administrative assistant. And if you don't know what administrative assistant is, okay, you need to go out and figure out, what the general administrative assistant must know. And to give you an ideal is here, right? When you click this down, right? Click this, and it says, including email, all this information, man. Okay, Word, Microsoft Excel, Office, Mr. I'm talking like these things, and this is like 38 to 40, $54,000 a year, man. You understand that? You got to know this. So, if I want to do this job, right? So I'm gonna say apply on site, okay? And I know it's taking a lot, it's a lot of stuff going on with my laptop. So if I want to do that, okay, come out of this, and I go in there and I say, okay, this is the job I want, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at the description here, and I'm gonna look at, okay, it's saying this is how much it pays, these are many employees, it talks more a little bit about the company, um, you know, so you must understand where you're trying to go with it. That's all I'm saying. Okay. There's a great possibility. Okay, because I'm an older gentleman. A lot of times they're looking for younger um, candidates and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause they'll be around a lot longer. They will be around a lot longer. Um, I can make this. Okay, but I'm making that I'm making this easy right now, and I'm not doing that job, of course. But I can do this. Right? You understand? So if I apply for this, it would give me an edge over anyone else that's coming into the industry. Okay, because I know all this stuff, man. Right? I can if if I can apply for this job, and there's a great possibility they will call me, right? And there's a great possibility they would pay me over 38K. I assume they pay me between 45 and 50K a year if I apply for this job. Okay, because I'm very versed in this. I know this stuff, man. You understand? I'm not talking about computers or whatever, which I'm a programmer, anything like that. But this job right here, I get this is entry level position for me at my skill set, man. Being a IT person, man, information technology, and having the knowledge and experience that I have. Okay, so these are things you must evaluate. Like I said, it must be measurable and obtainable. All right. Now I know I can do things better than this and greater than this, but I'm looking at the fact that based on these factors, well, where am I? Based on these factors, right? What I'm wrote out here, and how much I must have to make per year, which is where go down the bottom. Based on this 33.5, right? Looking at this is 38K. I can apply for this position, man. Okay. I can apply for the position. I can apply for this position. Okay, easy. But I will only get to the position, prepare myself to a position where I can make more money. You understand? Or I can go, like I said, I will get this right here. I said, you know what? I wanted to be able to go back to school, and I want to do this, do that, do this. You know what I'm saying? I got a job already, but I'm gonna become a casual worker. I don't work like all I got to do is put in 30 hours in another job. It's late at night, everything like that. But I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this during the day. So I know if I go into this job, I'm not gonna do it more than 3 or 4 years because I'm gonna retire and they have an age requirement, anything like that, you know what I'm saying? But I know I can do this job. So if I go into administrative assistant, I do this job and they hire me, you know what I'm saying? There's a great possibility within a certain period of time being a manager, man. No doubt. I mean a manager. But I wouldn't accept the manager position in this particular, I have my own business, right? What I would do, I accept this job to get, you know, credentials like certifications, that I need. I go to this job to get certifications, take that money, they paying me a portion of that money to get caught up in my bills, um, invest in new technologies, everything like that, you know what I'm saying? This is the whole premises of getting started. You understand? And you must be realistic in your objectives. All right. So I will get this job and I will use this job. Let's say that I'm not working. Okay. I would, and you get another part-time job, doing something like working at, some department store, whatever. But you would use this job as a platform, okay, to create a skill set that you need to do something higher and better. Okay, so you're looking at this. You say, okay, I need to learn these things. If you don't know the different things, I'm talking like, come on, man, you can go online and learn this stuff, man. If you sat down and wrote out Microsoft PowerPoint, this and that, you should be able to do all the things I've done here in this, right? You should be able to do everything I've done my in my Word document, right? And I could do a lot more. You know what I'm saying? I could do all this different stuff. I'll create documents. Like this is PowerPoint, right? And I can build my own website, right? You understand? All these things, man, I can do. You understand? But I have years of experience. But if you don't have experience, you need to learn these things, right? Okay. So let's say you can't get this job and you just want to get a job. You get a job someplace and you say, okay, I need to learn these things here. You have to learn, you must have administrative skills before you start off on any career. Basic administrative skills, man. You have to be able to function in an administrative environment, man. And then if you want to move into a more technical, resource, then you you catapult yourself into that. Okay, you understand that? But you lead yourself from one point to another. Like, okay, here, see this right here, project assistant, mission critical, right? This 47 to 72,000. Answer phones, direct calls. This position, report engineering and construction process by assisting the project manager. And I've done this, man. This paid 47 to $72,000 a year, man. And I know all of this, man. You understand? But because I've been around a long time, right? I acquired this knowledge, man, through years of going to school and doing all these different things. Okay? You understand? And this may be an 8 hour job, and I can get this job, man, if I really wanted it, man. But see, I don't want to interfere with what I'm doing, which is I'm trying to learn. I'm working. I have my own business. So what I would do if I was to do this, I would hire a consultant, right? I find someone who this. What I would do, I would recruit for this, right? I recruit for this position, and then once I recruit for the position, I would sign a contract with this person, right? You understand? I will offer them a price. Of course, I wouldn't be this, but I would take a certain percentage off of this, and that's what I pay him. And then I would contact this company and say, listen, you know what? I have a person, blah, 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 blah. They might want direct hires, man. I don't know. But I can negotiate with them. You understand? To put a person in place to do that, man. That's business consulting, right? Listen, I can give this person, they feel like getting a deal, man. Okay. You know, um, you pay me this, but I'm paying this person that. You understand? So, and the person who's just getting in the field, if they have a certain knowledge, they're going to take the job, man, even if it's $10,000 less. You understand that? Okay. So, anyway, that is basically it, right? So, I'm not going to go no further off into this direction. Uh, I want to thank you for watching, and within the next series, part 4, we're gonna do some mock interviews and everything like that, Q&A. I have to find someone that will participate in this Q&A, um, based on the videos I made, and so we get into a live dialogue, so you can listen to, find out what they would did better, would it help, anything like that. But that's gonna take more research, and of course, with your donations, I have to pay someone to come aboard so I can do these live stream interviews, so you have an idea exactly what works and give a different perspective. So one like a single, it's like one side, anything like that. So again, like I say, um, go ahead, make your contributions um, to our effort, and I would like to say thank you very much for coming out and listening to us, and stand by for other information, business, mindset sessions.